South African Federation of Trade Unions will on Tuesday be participating on a march in solidarity with the Extended Public Works Programme employees. SAFTU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi joins us now to talk more about SAFTU's plans. A very good evening to you, Mr. Vavi, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. So just how big a support margin are you expecting in the Northwest Province, and is it just going to be SAFTU and NUPSA, or are there going to be other unions who are joining in on the action?
Well, firstly, let me take the opportunity to join millions of rugby fans and sporting fans all over the world in congratulating the Springboks for their unbelievable footing of winning the World Cup for the fourth time and defending it successfully. And this has made our country a place of pride and of unity, even though we went back to our reality of load shedding and all of the crises that we are speaking about in this program today. The second thing is that tomorrow, Tuesday, marches are taking place in Durban, not in the Northwest. The Northwest demonstrations that we're seeing are led by two demanding that the workers that have been employed, 13,000 of them, that have been employed in the Northwest must be permanently employed, because quite clearly some of them have in the EPWP system since 2010, 2011 need, and quite clearly there is need for them to occupy their positions permanently. It's not fair to tell workers that they are undertaking a program of training when that they occupy jobs that have been laid vacant through the government determination to keep thousands and thousands of vacancies in public service and then employ EPWP workers to perform the functions of people that should have been employed. The march in Durban will be led by Matusa, one of the SAFTU affiliates organizing in local government. And again, the demands are similar. We're asking that the eThekwini Metro must employ all of the EPWP permanently, just like we demand that the EPWP workers be employed permanently everywhere else in the country. And secondly, we will demand that all of the security guards employed by the municipality must be employed permanently. We will demand that all of the workers employed to read meters in the streets must also be employed in source into the government. And lastly, we will also take up issues of collective bargaining in the case of the eThekwini, in that we want all of the Section 10 workers to be employed in line and be paid, remunerated in line with the agreement that is signed by all of the unions. And lastly, we want the municipality to provide organizational rights to Matusa, because quite clearly it is a representative union, and to try and keep it outside the bargaining structures, even at the local level, means that the Metro has not learned the lessons of Marikana as to what happened when you keep a representative union outside the collective bargaining structures, just because it is not part of your normal arrangement of bargaining with the sweethearts that you have become accustomed to negotiating with.
Okay. Let me just get some clarity on some of these workers that you say have been working as far back as a decade or more ago. Are they working on a contractual basis? And given that government has often reinforced that, as you mentioned, the EPWP program is basically transient in the sense that it depends on the project itself and it is not permanent by nature.
So the reality, however, is this, that, look, we supported as Labour the idea of an EPWP, because the EPWP were offering workers the opportunity to learn the skills, learn the ethos, to develop a culture of working and to improve their possibility of being employed in the public service or elsewhere in the private sector, and to get some few ranks that will make it possible for them to be able to afford the transport to move from point A to point B in order to search for employment opportunities. And once they are being trained temporarily, it was supposed to be a 3-month program. Get workers in to learn some skills and to get out on the other side after. But unfortunately, that's not what has been happening. Since 2009, when the program was started, 2010, up to right now, workers, some of them having started with the program in 2010, have been working permanently without them being removed or their contract being terminated. For the past 10, 12 years, this has been happening. Quite clearly, we say in SAFTU that these workers now have a legitimate expectation that they will be employed permanently by either the local governments across all of the length and the breadth of our country, or by the provincial governments, because quite clearly, as we are saying, there is now a need to have these workers in the system permanently. They no longer getting through a program. These workers are now permanently cleaning our graves, cleaning our parks, cleaning our public toilets, sometimes getting to the offices of the municipality to provide cleaning services, and you name them all. And the reason why government has not employed them permanently is because government has found a cheaper way of a very cheap labor, that they are exploiting extremely in order to perform functions of municipality workers that have been retrenched or that have lost the system or that are no longer there through natural attrition. We are demanding from SAFTU, we are demanding from Nupsul and Matusa that these workers must be employed permanently so that the function that is proving to be so critical for the municipalities, provincial government, that has effectively put them their position for years and years without telling them that they are now they must now leave the system or the issues of the original conceptualization of the EPWP program.
All right, and such pity we have run out of time because I wanted to talk to you about some of your demands, but thank you for taking the time to speak to us. SAFTU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi.